This is round 2, the Taipei Archery Open. It's a pleasure to be with you here for the finals day. We've got 8 matches coming up in this session for you. We're going to have the bronze and gold medal matches in both compound and in recurve. Really looking forward to bringing you the action over the next couple of hours. My name's Glenn Lama. Thank you for joining us, and it's a pleasure to welcome two-time Olympian Chef Annenberg. And Chef, it's great to have you along here for what should be a fascinating session.
Well, it's great that I'm here in a sense that I can watch some archery and talk about it with you. So I'm looking forward to this session.
Yes, indeed. And of course, most of the archers are local archers, Chinese Taipei archers, Chef, but we've got a good variety of skill levels that are going to be seen in this session, and thrown in, of course, by a couple of your compatriots who've made the trip over from the Netherlands.
Yeah, Mike and Gabby Slusser have made the long trip to Chinese Taipei to shoot this competition, and yeah, I think we'll see them later today.
Yeah, we will, and both are in excellent form, and we'll see if they go on and take out the title. So very shortly, we're going to have the bronze medal compound women's final. That's going to be held between Lin Mingqing of Chinese Taipei and Wang Luyun of Chinese Taipei, as we get set to welcome the archers to the indoor arena here. Of course, indoor archery, a little different to outdoor archery. The major difference, of course, is the distance to the target. It's only 18 meters away, but the target face is a lot smaller, 40 centimeters rather in diameter. And the 10 ring for compound is just 2 centimeters in diameter. So it's absolutely tiny, isn't it, Chef? And I guess with any slightest of mistake, you can be punished.
Yeah, only a fraction of a millimeter will be enough to not make your arrow hit the middle. So these archers are often very precise in their shooting.
So here are the two archers. So on target 1, it's going to be Lin Mingqing, a 26-year-old. Beat the number 1 seed in the 1-4 eliminations. And won by 1 point in the semi-finals over compatriot Huang. And Wang on target number 2. And she has come through, qualified in 3rd place with a score of 584. And had good wins over 2 of her compatriots. And Muskan Kana, she lost to in the semi-finals by 3 points, the Indian archer. So those are the results of the two archers. Lin, current world ranking of 316, but she has been as high as 17 back in 2018. And Wang at the moment, 110. It has been as high as 47 back in June. So here we go. Same scoring format as outdoor compound. 15 arrow contest split over 5 ends, and it's going to be Wang to go first.
Okay, so 2 big 9s to start off with. You can see that there's an X ring and a 10 ring on the target, and a 10 ring is meant for recurve archers. So the compound archers have to hit the smallest of the 2 rings that you can see on the target, which is only 2 centimeters across, as Glenn mentioned before. There you go. That's
so there is the first 10 from, yes, kissing the line nicely from Lin. And now Wang with her last arrow of this first end. So she's going to lock in a score of 28. And Lin can grab a 1 point lead if she can replicate the 10. Just missed it on the bottom right target there. So it's a tied score after the first end. Chef, you've had an experience in indoor archery. What's the major differences, obviously, in terms of your shooting technique? Is there any major differences?
In terms of technique, there's not much of a difference except for the angle that you're shooting in. So On outdoor, you obviously have to bridge a longer distance and therefore have to aim a bit higher, or put your sight a bit lower, consequently. Where indoor, it almost feels like if you're coming from the outdoor field, indoor it feels like you're aiming lower, like you're aiming towards the ground more, and that kind of messes up your posture if you're not used to it. But yeah, it's a couple sessions and then you don't notice the difference anymore.
So 28 apiece it is for these two. You're watching the bronze medal match in the women's compound. And Wang to go first again in the second end.
What's interesting to note is that Wang has a very short draw length, but indoors you want to shoot fat arrows so you can catch the line easier, and there's no wind that you have to take into account. But with her short draw length, she needs to have very long arrows to make them fly properly. So you can see that the front end of the arrow is sticking out, what is it, maybe 10 inches? And that's just to make the arrow fly properly.
Well, that's the best arrow of the match so far from Lin that time. So now Wang with her last arrow of the second end. Just grab the bottom line. So nice response there from Wang, ending with 2 10s there.
Yeah, all of her arrows were a bit low, so I'd give the sight a couple clicks maybe, but
well, there's nothing in this match so far, just a point in fact, with Lin just missing the 10 with that third arrow. Generally, these matches are close.
yeah, and that's the difference between this compound style of shooting and the recurve matches. That in compound you carry over your score to the next round, so it's a cumulative scoring, where the recurve matches are set scoring. So if you win a set, you get 2 points for the set. If you tie, it's 1 point each. So in compound, you need to be on the money the whole time. You don't want to drop any unnecessary points. Where with recurve, you can afford to have one bad arrow every once in a while.
It's spot on. So it looks like we've got a second shared end between the two archers, and at the moment we are locked up at 57 points each. So 9 arrows to come in this contest. So again, it's Wang first up.
That's a very good arrow. And
starting with a 10, isn't it, Chef?
Yeah, Wang has the momentum, in my opinion. She has tightened up her group a bit. The last end, she had a really nice group, but just a tad low. And now I think she has adjusted her sight, and we should be seeing a lot more 10s from now on.
And Wang has scored 3 10s in a row now. Make that 4.
Yeah, so the only real mishap that we've seen so far from her is the first 9 that was on the line of the 8 and the 9. And after that, she's pretty much been bang on.
Lin's radar just slightly off at the moment. Wang can take a decisive lead here with another 10, but she missed it right that time. But she will have at least a 1-point advantage after this end. Here's Lin's last arrow. Oh, yes, that's a good one. That keeps her in the hunt, Chef.
Yeah, you just want to be as close as possible to your opponent. There is the added benefit of shooting second, that you know what you have to shoot. But the benefit of shooting first is that you can really put some pressure on your opponent. So the trailing archer always shoots first in a match like this. And yeah, if you're only trailing by 1 point and you keep shooting tens, then that really stacks up the pressure for the opponent.
So it looks like Wang's going to have a 1 point advantage, 86 to 85, with 6 arrows left in the contest. So a good battle here between the two Chinese Taipei archers for the bronze medal. Wang looks nice and relaxed, doesn't she? Very important to be enjoying, embracing the pressure almost of the contest. So Lin to go first now, trailing by 1 point.
It looked like a nice and controlled shot, and it showed on the target. You can really see that both archers, they do have a bit of nerve, but yeah, like you said before, you want to embrace it. You want to acknowledge that you're nervous, but not be judgmental about it. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm too nervous to shoot well. You just want to acknowledge the fact that you're nervous and go with it.
Well, Lin's coming back nicely now. That's back-to-back 10s for her in this end, and she finished the previous end with a 10 as well. So all of a sudden, more pressure on Wang here. Now can Lin finish with another 10 in this end? And that is a very good set of arrows there for Lin Mingqing. She's going to have at least a 1 point buffer heading into the last end.
Make that 2.
Wow,
Lin.
it's going to be 2 points, isn't it, Chef?
Yeah, some great back and forth in this match. It's in the middle of the match, I really felt like the momentum was with Wang, but yeah, it seems like Lin could not have it and wanted to prove me wrong.
Well, she responded beautifully, didn't she? So, first arrow in that end for Lin is actually a 9-star, so we're just getting confirmation of that at the moment. It certainly looked like it grabbed the 10 line. So, not confirmed at the moment, but it looks like Lin's going to take a 2-point lead into the last end. 115 to 113.
Confirmation on the board there.
Yes, we can see the score. So Wang's got it all to do here. So Lin can replicate what she did in the last end. She'll have the bronze medal. But let's see if she can handle the pressure here. And can Wang now finish with a flourish?
That was a nice and strong shot from her as well. I felt like she knew that was going to go in as soon as the release went off.
Well, there's 1 point gained. So we're back to a 1 point game with 2 arrows left each.
Ooh.
Well, that's a real shame for Wang. It could cost her the bronze medal.
Yeah, and consequently, I think that means that Lin has a lot less pressure on her shoulders and can shoot these last arrows much more relaxed.
So Wang now needs a 10. Have any chance? She can't get one. It's just a 9. So Lin, just a 7. Will seal it. Now it's a 9, but it's good enough. So there's the win there for Lin Mingqing, the 26-year-old. She's got the bronze medal against her compatriot Wang Luyun, who just saw her standards drop over those last two ends. Just 110 in her last 6 arrows for Wang, whereas Lin had 4. So she came home with a wet sail there, Lin, and has got the bronze medal. Good performance from Lin. Well, it's still a great effort to compete for a medal in a World Archery event. And there is the winner. It is Lin Mingqing who gets the bronze medal. Good effort from her. She has actually attended 2 World Archery Championships back in 2021 and 2017, so has more experience under her belt. I wonder, Chef, if that came to play in this competition.
Well, it surely seemed like it towards the end of the match, where it really seemed like Wang was faltering under the pressure, and Ling could just keep it together a bit better. So, yeah, fair play to both of them. At one point, I thought Wang has this if she just keeps shooting like this, but I think the pressure on her shoulders was just a bit too much.
Yeah, nice celebratory shot there from Lin, with a very good performance at the tail of that match. She won that last end 28-27. Final score in the bronze medal match was 143 to 140. And we will have the gold medal match for you in just a moment, so stay with us. The women's compound gold medal match coming up next, and then we'll have the men's bronze and gold in the compound, and then we'll have the recurve action a little bit later on as well here from Taipei. So here come the archers now, the coaches for the gold medal match. And this one is a local archer, Huang Yijo, up against Muskan Kara of India. Huang qualified in 5th place with a score of 582. Kara second with 585, just 3 points up on her rival. Good wins for Kara coming into this match. Closest one was in the 1-4 eliminations. She beat an archer from the Philippines, 142 to 140. And Huang got into this final just against the archer we've just seen win the bronze medal, 145 to 144. Close match, that one. But both archers in good form. Huang's been as high as 16 in the world, and Kara 21. So both experienced at World Championships, Asian Games, World Games, Asian Outdoor Championships as well. So we've got 2 pretty experienced archers here going for gold, and it's going to be Kara to go first.
Very convincing shot there to start off the match. You can see that all of these compound archers are using large diameter arrows, and if they are shooting by the rules, they are no thicker than 9.3 millimeters in outer diameter. This is to prevent people from shooting literal tent poles to the target, but yeah, the thickness of the arrows or the diameter of the arrows makes it easier to catch a line on the small target, because as you can see, the tendering is only 2 centimeters across, and if you have a thicker arrow, a larger diameter arrow, you basically make your 10 easier to hit. You make it bigger because the middle of the arrow at the same point will catch the line easier. In the meanwhile, while I'm having this little little talk, they're just shooting X's like it's nothing. You will not typically see a compound archer use skinny arrows on an indoor match because it's just a bit of a disadvantage, and it's easy with a compound bow to shoot those thicker diameter arrows. I think later today in the recurve division we'll see a lot of skinny arrows because it's just more difficult to make the thick arrows fly well on a recurve bow.
Well, two brilliant arrows there from Huang to start, but then the 9 to finish with means that we're going to have a tied score after the first 3 arrows, 29 points each. Wow, she was shooting the lights out there to start with. Chef, it was phenomenal. 2 absolutely dead center arrows.
Yeah, also referred to as inside-out X's. And from what I've been told, Mike Slusser actually shot over 93% of his arrows inside out in the qualification round, where he managed to shoot 600 points out of 600 points, which is incredible. And I hope that we can see something similar in the finals later, but I might be a tiny bit biased.
Yes, we'll see. Yeah, amazing performance from Mike Schlosser to equal his own world record. Phenomenal performance. Perfect qualification round. So confirmed scores after the first in 29 all here between Huang and Kra. Is Kra to go first again?
10 分。10分。
Out of the gate, these archers seem to be really familiar with this indoor format. They seem to know how to shoot really calm and controlled shots into the 10 ring. Whereas I felt like in the previous match for the bronze medal, there was more of a try to fire a good shot and hope it's in the 10. Here it's more dedication to get them into the middle.
10分。
Well, these two going arrow for arrow. They've had 5 arrows each now, and they are just following each other.
10分。
Oh, great in there from Kara. Perfect. 30 from 30. Oh, and Huang absolutely nails that one as well. Fantastic archery from both athletes, Chef.
Yeah, they're matching each other arrow for arrow now, and not at a low level either. They're shooting really, really well, and I think you can see it in their shooting as well. Like I said before, it seems like they really know how to shoot a 10 rather than fire a good shot. So there's a slight nuance, like a difference there. But yeah, these archers seem to know what they're doing.
They certainly do. Both of them have medalled at World Championships before, both in teams competitions, and have had a lot of success in other archery events too, like the World Cup, Asian Games, as I touched on, Asian Championships. They've both medalled there. So these two have had a lot of success and probably quite familiar with each other. And they would dearly love to win this title here, of course. So we must remind you too that the World Indoor Series is a 4-event competition. We've already had one of those competitions in Luxembourg last month. And then we're going to be in Nîmes in France in late January, and then in Las Vegas in February next year to conclude the Indoor Archery World Series for the season. So points up for grabs here for all of these archers. Gold medal women's compound match continues. 59 points each. Kara from India to go first.
10分。
She got a new target face to make it easier to see if she hit the line or not, because I suppose that she hit the line a bit too much with her previous 2 ends to properly judge if an arrow catches the line or not. that can make a difference in your aiming, although it doesn't seem like she's phased by it.
10 10分
Oh, Kara, this is phenomenal from both archers. They're both just 1 point off the perfect score in the match. Can they keep this phenomenal archery going?
10 10分
There's a little bit more of a wiggle in her arm there, but yeah, I think as long as your sight is still enough that you can keep it around the 10 ring, then yeah, you're still good.
Kara's like a statue.
9 9分
And she misses that one, though. It's their first score outside 10 since the first end. Now, Huang, can she grab a 1 point lead? Could be critical.
9 9分
She cannot.
Wow.
She
went
drops
low too,
below as
Chef.
well.
Well, fascinating match. They both had 9 arrows, and they've both scored the same with every single arrow. Incredible.
Yeah, it's a bit of a game of mimicking here, I feel. But yeah, but it's still a very high level, and they didn't miss by far. They still hit the big 10, so to say. But yeah, for compound that's just not enough, and you have to hit the X ring.
You certainly do. So the archers went 10-10-9 in the first end, 10-10-10 in the second, and 10-10-9 in the third. Absolutely nothing to separate these two.
What this does do for Kira is that she knows that sometimes she shoots a 9, but her opponent might still miss as well. So it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off. It doesn't maybe feel for her as if she needs to shoot perfect all the time. So that makes it easier to actually do shoot perfect all the time. Oh.
I don't know what Kara was doing there, but she just left the shooting line for a moment.
Yeah, it almost seemed like she forgot her arrows or something.
Yeah. Got back in the zone. Let's see.
9 9分
Yeah, that was the buzzer telling her the time was up. So that was very close to her time limit. Hence her shooting a big 9. I think she felt a bit rushed maybe.
Well, let's just keep a memory of that first arrow. See if that something like that, Chef, could prove the difference. The smallest of differences, winning and losing.
So these archers get 20 seconds per arrow. It's alternate shooting, so as soon as your opponent has shot, your time starts running. So you get 20 seconds, but it might be that the other archer only uses 10 or 11 seconds, and then you have to speed up a bit. If anything happens, you have to step off the line. 20 seconds is not that much time.
Oh, Huang reared back after that last arrow. So in the end, Kara did pretty well to compose herself there, Chef, after that slight mishap.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure that she's hitting herself in the head now, but she shot a 9 in her first arrow, but her opponent shoots a 9 in her last arrow, and therefore she gets away with it again. So she might think like, okay, now I'm done shooting 9s. I want to prove my worth, and she gets to shoot first, so she can really put some pressure on her opponent.
Well, it's a 3-arrow contest now, Chef. 117 each. So let's see who will prevail. Shoot-off could be on the cards here. Let's see. So last 3 arrows of the women's gold medal compound here at the Indoor World Series event in Taipei.
9 9分
Yeah, she shot that arrow and tried to correct it with her bow arm, but Yeah, the arrows leave the bow so fast that there's almost no way of properly doing that.
10 10分，
So 2 arrows left. 1 point advantage for Huang.
10 10分，
Nice response from Kara. Puts the pressure back on Huang.
Yeah, and the pressure is building every arrow because she's getting closer to the win in her home country as well.
9 9分，
There you go.
Well, it's a 1 arrow match. Who's going to prevail here? Kara from India.
10 10分，
Oh, it's a brilliant arrow. So Huang's got to get a 10 to match her and send the match to a shoot-off.
10 10
I
分，
think she got it.
Oh, it's grabbed the line by the barest of margins.
目前一个上线
It looks like it's
We're
grabbed
getting
the
a shoot-off.
line. Looks like we are, Chef. Wow, what a thrilling match.
It's a completely different match than the previous one that we've watched, where it was like back and forth, and here it was like level pegging the whole time.
Well, just stay with us. We will have our pictures back for you in just a moment. Yes, the match going to a shoot-off. 146 points each. So stand by, folks. We'll be back with live pictures for you very shortly. Well, the shoot-off has been held, and Kara has got it. Both arrows going into the 10 zone in the shoot-off. And Kara closest to the center, getting the gold medal over Huang, so very little in it. Some incredible archery from both. Very high standard as we see some of the highlights of the match. There's Kara's arrow, and she got the gold just, Chef. So brilliant match from Muskan Kara to win the gold medal.
Yeah, and props to Huang as well. She shot really well, and she managed to tie every arrow pretty much. But yeah, the shoot off of Kira was just a bit closer.
We go straight into our next match now. And we're going to have the men's bronze medal compound match between two Chinese Taipei archers, and out they come. Yang Chengzhu, 30 years of age. He's at the back there, and walking out in front of him is Wei Chenwei, 25 years of age. He qualified third, 43 tens and a score of 583. Same number of tens for Yang, who finished fourth in qualifying. They needed a coin toss to get the rankings sorted between these two because there was nothing between them in qualification. So here is Cheng. Went to the World Archery Championships in 2021, finished 57th. And Wei, a new archer on the scene. This is his first major international event. Young's had good wins all the way through until he lost to Mike Sloster of the Netherlands, 149-40 in the semi-final. And Wei also had some good wins before losing to Chen Chiu-lun, 147-144. So all set up for what should be a fascinating match. Yang, the more experienced of the two. Wei, well, let's see how he handles the occasion here. He's going to go first. Wei Chenwei.
10 分。
Okay then. Handling it just fine, Chef.
Yeah, he doesn't really take his time. He just goes into it and rams it into the
9
middle.
分 9。
Well, can he keep it going?
9 9 分。
Well, it seems like his typical shot is just as quick as the first one we saw. So that's comforting in a way.
Well, a long hold, but it was a good one.
Yeah, and a bit of more of a relaxed posture than from Yang than from Wei. You can see that this is very tense, and yeah, he's really, you know, holding the bow in this place, where it seems like Yang is just gently hanging in there and waiting for the shot to go off. So two different styles of shooting here.
10 10 分。
Well, brilliant last arrow for Yang there. That's going to give him a 1-point lead after the first end. Yes, Yang, as I touched on, he's also competed in 4 World Cup events as well on the circuit. Finished best to finish of 33rd the ranking, and he's done that 3 times, so he has a bit of international experience on his resume.
You wonder how relevant it is, considering the fact that this might feel like a national event for them. It might feel like a national event in which a couple foreigners compete as well. But yeah, definitely the experience card goes to Yang in this match.
So 29-20. In fact, it's a tied score, 29 all. So one of Wei's arrows must have just clipped the 10 zone.
9 9 分。 10 10分。
It's interesting to see the different approaches to shooting here, where you can see that Wei really stands up straight, has a lot of muscle tension, it almost seems,
10 10分，
and fires really strong shots. Where if you look at Yang right now, it's more of a lean back. You can see that his left shoulder is hanging back a bit. He's just like it's more of a hanging and relaxed shot. And it's not like the one is better than the other. But yeah, most of the time one thing will work better for you, and that's what you stick with.
9 9分，
So Wei will finish with a 9. Yang off. We're trying to get his 5th straight 10 here.
10 10分，
And he's got it.
屏幕上显
So
示
he's
第一把选手
starting to heat up.
射出时
5 10s in a row now, Chef. Good effort.
Yeah, for sure. He needed to get into the match a bit, but now he seems to be dialed in, and I think I've said this before, but I think he's gonna shoot a lot more tens from now.
Yes, he's
So
very
speaking of the
comfortable on the
postures-
shooting line.
Speaking of the postures that I was talking about earlier, is that if you look at the really high-level archers, most archers have more of a relaxed and maybe leaning back posture in the compound men division. It also has to do with the fact that they have a lot of weight on the bow, so if you lean back a bit, it's easier to hold up that, the mass weight of the bow, and it just gives for a bit of a softer aim movement, because aiming is a movement. You can never hold the sight completely still, but the heavier the bow is and the more relaxed you are, the less twitchy your aiming movement is.
10 10
So
分，
13 underway. And Wei starts with a 10. This is 4th 10 and 7 arrows.
10 10分，
Looks like Yang is really looking quite comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, his international experience is showing, I think.
9 9分， 10 10分，
He has a really tight group up on his target. His first arrow was just out of the X ring, and ever since then he's just been shooting X's, so it looks really
9
nice as well.
9分，
As we look at a bit of a mistake from Wei, it seemed like the shot didn't go off at the moment he wanted it to go off, and his sight wasn't just centered.
10 10分，
Well, Yang's finished with another 10. He is going on a run at the moment. That is 8 on the trot now. So Yang is feeling very happy on the shooting line at the moment. And is going to lock in a good 4-point lead after 3 of the 5 ends. We'll hopefully get our pictures back for you again in just a moment. Let's remind you that the gold medal match is coming up shortly too in the men's compound between Mike Schlosser of the Netherlands and Chen Chia Lun of Chinese Taipei. So that will be our next match after this one. So again, stay with us, folks. We'll have our live pictures back for you very shortly. So we're underway again, and we're in the 4th end now. Wei starting with another 9.
Just as I was talking about the group on the target face of Yang, they changed the target face, so not much to see there now, but it seems like he has the clear overhand in this match. His grouping is really tight, and his composure is just really calm and collected.
Well, as we know, it's a numbers game, archery, ultimately. And, well, that's his first miss since the first arrow of the match for Young. He had 9 10s in a row. So Wei will end with a 10 in this end, but he's only had 5 in the match. And after the slight misjudgment, he's back on track, isn't he, Chef?
Yeah, and I think it's not even that bad of a shot. It just seems like because he shot so many 10s in a row, if you if you miss the 10 by a centimeter, then it seems like a very bad shot. But yeah, it's a bit of a reference thing, I think.
Well, Jan going well here. He has got a 4-point lead with 3 arrows left. .118 plays 114.
Yeah, 4 points is, I wouldn't say it's impossible to bridge that gap, but something would have to happen for Wei to come back into this match. So not only does he have to be perfect, but Yang also has to miss big, and he hasn't done so this match. So 4 points also means that you can just stay in the gold, and that's enough to win this match. So 3 9s would be enough, but I'm sure that he's gunning for a 30.
Absolutely. And on the other side here, Wei, he needs 3 10s. And again, unfortunately, that's not quite there in this bronze medal match.
Yeah, just keep shooting his relaxed shots, and that's all he needs to do in this match. And Wei is fighting, but there is no real way to come back from this deficit.
No, there isn't, is there? Young now with his last arrow of the match, needing just to get it on the board, and he'll win the bronze medal. And he's finished with a 10. What a score for him, 148. He's only dropped 2 points in this bronze medal match. That is wonderful archery from Yang Cheong-ju. Oh, wait, the youngster couldn't quite match him, Chef, but all the plaudits go to Yang for a really good performance. To drop just 2 points with a medal on the line is a pretty decent effort.
Nice of him to involve the coach in the winning thumbs up.
Well, at the last end, perfect 30 from Yang, and it was 29 from Wei. So the confirmed final score, 148 to 143. Yang Cheong-ju wins the bronze medal in the men's compound. And next match coming up for you in just a moment is the gold medal match between Mike Schlosser and Chen Chia-lun as we check out these highlights again. And Yang was really enjoying himself out there, and why not? Always a great day to be an archer when 13 of your 15 arrows in a match go into the 10 ring. And a deserved winner of the bronze medal, Yang Cheong-ju. It's time now for our last match in the compound competition here at the Taipei Archery Open, part of the Indoor World Series. And out comes Mike Schlosser, 28-year-old from the Netherlands, world ranking of #1 at the moment in the world. And his opponent is Chen Chia-lun of Chinese Taipei. Harry Schlosser, incredible performance in qualification, matched his own world record, perfect score, 600 out of 600. And he's had some dominant wins and reaching the final. But Chia-lun Chen, he's going to be a tough opponent. He's world ranking of 52 at the moment, highest 17. He's a bronze medalist at the World Archery Championships in 2019 in the teams event. And he had a good win over Wei Chen of Chinese Taipei in the semi-finals, 147 to 144. Schloss has been in imposing form. Touched on the qualification. He got the perfect 150 in the 1/8 eliminations. Dropped 3 points in the quarterfinals and dropped only 1 point in the semi-finals. So here he is, Mike Schlosser. Knows how to shoot an arrow, this fellow. Let's get the gold medal match underway.
10 分.
Yeah, I think on paper Mike is the clear favorite in this match, but yeah, you never want to rule out somebody just by statistics. And if you look at the average arrow score by Chen, I think Mike will have a tough cookie in this match.
10 分.
That's what Chen is going to need to do, just to stay in touch with Mike Schlosser.
10 分.
Yeah, effectively, if Mike keeps shooting like this, then there's nothing Chen can do. But yeah, all he needs to do is just stay close and try to match him. But 28 is not the start you want against the world #1.
Well, you know, Mike, Chef, just tell us what stands him above the others at the moment. Why is he so good?
I think it's multiple things. So I've actually had some really profound talks about this with him, about what makes him and perhaps what made me a good archer. And what we share and what we had in common is that we both, from a really young age, shot a lot of national competitions. So every weekend we would go out and shoot 1 or 2 competitions, and in the winter we would shoot 4 if there was time for it. So I think it's just the competition spirit that you train by doing them a lot, and then also the fact that Mike has a literal shooting range in his backyard and gets the chance to practice as much as he can. That helps as well.
Well, yes, walk out the back door and start shooting arrows has got to be an advantage.
10 分.
Let's see if Chen can come back into this match. 2-point game at the moment after that first end.
10 分.
This is exactly what he needs to do. He just needs to stay close to Mike in terms of score and hope for a bit of a slip up at the end of the match where he can capitalize. Because it doesn't seem like Mike is going to make any mistakes anytime soon.
Yes, indeed. Perfect score so far.
9.
And that is dropping below the 2 centimeter 10 ring.
10 分.
And there is Schlosser, 60 out of 60. The judges love it in the background there, don't they, Chef? Look at that.
Yeah. Well, they are getting treated to a master class of compound archery. So Yeah, if I was there in the audience, I would enjoy myself as well. And I am enjoying myself on this end of the commentator booth.
Yes, absolutely. As I touched on earlier, Mike Schlosser has already got a perfect score in the 1-8 eliminations. Dropped just the 1 point in the semi-final. Perfect in qualification, dropped 3 points. So he's only dropped 4 points in the entire competition, Chef, which is incredible.
Yeah, and I dare to say that that's actually a little bit below his standard, which is maybe a rude thing to say, but I think I can get away with it. But for all we know, he might have been testing something in a match where he shot a 147, because it is uncharacteristically low for him.
10 10分
Well, Chen, props to him. He's just playing his own game, which is what you need to do in archery. You can't really have any impact on your opponent.
10 10分 10 10分
And here's that signature leaning back style that I was talking about earlier, where
10
you
10
lean
分
into the shot rather than standing up straight and really trying to force the bow. You're just letting the bow do its thing and letting the aiming movement happen. And by balancing the bow in such a way that you get a slow aiming movement, you eventually can get really, really high scores.
10 10分
Oh, that is right in the middle from Mike Schlosser. And again, the officials and everyone here are just in awe of what Mike Schlosser is doing here. 90 out of 90. He is absolutely...
Yeah, let's just be clear here and say that Chen is not shooting a bad match. He's scoring 86 points out of 90 points, so he's shot 5 10s and 4 9s, which is not bad to say the least. But if you're up against the world #1, whose nickname is actually Mr. Perfect, then you need to bring something to the table that is, above average. And yeah, I think maybe at this point in the match, it will be really tough for him to get back into it.
Apologies again for the technical problems we're having from Taipei, but hopefully the pictures will stay stable for us to really enjoy Mike Schlosser. Good to see Gabby there too. We'll see her in the recurve women's final a little bit later on in this session. At the moment, it's 90 against 86, and real interest here to see if Schlosser can finish with a perfect score of 150. So here goes Chen to start the fourth end.
10 10分 9 9分
So
10 10分
Schlosser, that was just his first 9 of the match. So he won't get the perfect score of 150. Chen, meantime, had 2 10s in this end. So Schlosser ends with another 10.
中华台北的选手陈建伦射出10 10 10的满分。第一把选手来自荷兰 Mike Schlosser 射出19 29
Yeah, so to get back to the point of before, when you asked me what sets Mike apart in the world of shooting, for as far or as long as I know him from when we were kids, he would bring or I should say would bring a printed out sheet of national, European, and world records to competitions, and we would just see what we could get at that moment. So he would always be like chasing this mindset of like the sky is the limit, and he would always try to raise the bar of what's possible. And I think he's still trying to do that, and not necessarily by scores, because as soon as you hit 600 out of 600, there's not much to grab. But I think he still does it in terms of accolades. He tries to rack up those World Cup wins, and he tries to rack up the records. And so I think he just he has his mindset on being something exceptional in the world of archery, and I think he's doing a great job.
He sure is. There he is, banging in another 10. Chen, meantime, 3 10s in his last end, so he did really well. 3 points behind. Starting this end now 4. So Schlosser back to his usual high standards. So here's Chen's last arrow of the match. So he's finished nicely. So Schlosser to win the gold. Just needs a score. And there is another 10. Great match from Mike Schlosser. 149 out of 150. He's got the gold medal here at the compound. He's backed up a good performance at the GT Open, where he finished second in the first indoor World Series event in Luxembourg. But he's gone one better here, Chef. Great performance from Mike Schlosser.
Yeah, I think that 1-9 won't really bother him too much. Obviously, he would have loved to shoot another 150 in the TV match, but yeah, the rest of the arrows were so solid that I think he'll be happy going home. And I think he'll be happy in the coach's box later when his wife gets to shoot his or her gold medal match in the recurve women's division.
Well, great effort from Chen as well. He scored 145, so he only dropped 5 points in the match. But when you're up against the world #1 in imperious form, 145 is probably not going to be good enough, and it wasn't in the final. But he shot his own match and did particularly well, dropping only 1 point in the last 2 ends. But when you look at the number of 10s Mike Schlosser was banging in there, 14 out of the 15. You just admire the world #1 who goes to work and executes superbly. So it's gold to the Netherlands. And that concludes the compound component of the Taipei Archery Open. We now move to the recurve competition, where we're going to have the women's bronze medal match to start things off. So out come the 2 archers, both from Chinese Taipei, local archers, Fang Wanting and Su Yi-yun. Fang qualified in 5th position, 36 10s with a score of 571. And Su was down in 10th. It's come through nicely into the eliminations to come into the bronze medal match. It's had 3 6-4 wins, including 2 6-4 wins. Lost to semi-final to Liu by 6-4. Fang, meantime, lost to Gabby Schlosser in the semi 7-3. But interestingly, Chef, she beat 2 two-time Olympians on the way to this match. Fang beating Lin Chia-en and Tan Ya-ting, who we both saw in the Olympic Games in Tokyo. So very good effort from Fang to beat both of them on the way to the semi-finals before she lost. So clearly she's got
very
good
impressive
form.
indeed.
It is indeed, yes. So she's going to go first here. Fang, the 24-year-old.
10 分。
So just a slight adjustment. Of course, we need to remind the viewers here that the 10 ring is doubled for recurve archers, right, Chef?
Yeah, or it's half for the compound archers, depending on how you look at it. But it's 4 centimeters across rather than 2 centimeters across for the compound shooters.
10 分。
Very quick release, but it was still a 10 for Sue.
9 分。
Fang's going to end the first set
So we're
with a
shooting
9.
set system. We're shooting set system, which means in this case that Fang has already clinched the set, depending on if the first arrow of Sue hits the 9 or if it's an 8. If it hits the 9 ring, then we'll have a split. So it's up to the judges now. Speaking of two-time Olympian, Tanya Ting is in the coach's box for Su Yijun.
Yeah, well, that's really cool to see. And I can see why Fang is actually beaten the two-time Olympians, Tan and Lin, and getting through to the semi-final, because 2 10s and a 9, not a bad way to start a match. So let's have a look there. Oh, it was shared. So we had an upgraded arrow. That first one from Sue was upgraded to a 9. So it was a shared set of 1 apiece. So here comes second set now for Fang to go first.
10 分。 9 分。
Yeah, that was a bit of a longer hold. Her first couple of shots were a lot quicker, and now it seemed like she was planning on shooting another quick shot, and then it just didn't go through the clicker, so she needed to hold a bit longer and then lost her composure.
Sue here is young archer, just 21. Very quick release, but that was a 10.
Yeah, I think the quick release is what she's looking for in her shot. It seems like that's where she's most comfortable.
9 分。
So Fang's going to lock in a score of 28, which means Sue gets a 10 here. She'll claim the second set.
8 分。
See, and that
She's
slightly
actually
longer
lost the
hold.
set now. Yeah.
It seems like what she wants to have is that she pulls back and anchors and then pretty much immediately pulls through the clicker and releases, where the first and last shot of this set were a bit longer, and then you can see that she gets to her anchor point, and then as soon as she gets to the anchor point, she's like hesitant because it should have clicked already, and then there's a bit of hesitation, a bit of muscle tension that makes her shoot a bad shot, and the 8 is a great example of that.
Well, 28 plays 27 in that set. So Fang's got the lead now, 3 set points to 1. The race to 6 set points. A long hold for Fang there, but Sue here very quick with her releases.
10 分。 10 分。 9 分。
Well, 28 for Su. 10 here. Fang will take a decisive lead in the match. A little unsteady on the shooting line, though.
Here. I think she does catch the line, maybe. We'll leave it up to the judges,
you,
but...
I'm with you. I reckon that's grabbed a piece of the line. So we'll see if the judges agree, because, of course, if it hits the line, it defaults to the highest score. I'm liking the way Fang's shooting at the moment. She looks relaxed, even though she's a little unsteady on that last shot, Chef. She's been quite composed all the way through the match.
Yeah, she seems to have the right mindset, and you will always have some nerves if you're shooting in a venue like this. And like we mentioned before, you want to embrace those nerves. You want to acknowledge that they're there, but not be too harsh on them, and not judge too hard on yourself for having those nerves and experiencing them. So I think she's doing a great job in that. You can see that she is quite relaxed in her facial expressions and in her just communicating with her coach. But you can definitely see in her shooting that there's some nervousness going on.
So Fang confirmed to win that last set, 29-28. She now needs just to tie the set to claim the win and the bronze medal in the recurve competition.
Wow, that was a really rough shot, but well, she manages to stick it in the gold, so nothing too wrong with it.
Right, it's going to keep the pressure on Fang because it was a good arrow from Su. Maximum score. Wow. Well. Now Su can claim the set here. And she'll probably need to give herself the best chance of winning it. Oh, she does. Fantastic arrow from her. So she's going to win this fourth set and prolong the match. Oh, she's enjoying herself. And 29, that equal to her previous best in this match in the first set. And Fang dropped her standards just a touch, finished with just 26 in that one. Oh, Su's smiling, enjoying herself, laughing with her coach. So this is an interesting moment now. Can Su channel that joy and win another set here, Chef, to take it to a decider?
Well, I do fancy a shoot-off every once in a while, so I'm hoping for a 5-5 split here.
Well, same equation for Fang. Just a tied set will win the bronze medal.
Again, not the cleanest release I've ever seen, but she still gets it into the 10 ring, which is a bit of a difference from 70 and 18 meters. Is you can get away with a bit more on this shorter distance, but in some cases it's a game of not missing rather than hitting. So it's a bit of a different dynamic to the outdoor competition format.
Well, Su needs a 10 now. She trails by a point. Remember, she's got to win the set. Send it to a shoot-off. Oh. Just grabbed the line, I think. It's a 9. So let's see if Fang here just needs an 8 or higher. And she's got a 9.
That's the 9.
So it's going to be the bronze medal to Fang Wan Ting Su. A brave effort from her, but it's going to come up short. And Fang held it together just there. Few nervous moments in there for her, Chef Annenberg, but she got there in the end.
She sure did, yeah. And it was difficult or different to see this recurve match if you're just coming off of the compound match of Mike Slusser. It's a bit of a change in pace. but it was a good match nonetheless, and there was some surprising moments, so I enjoyed it.
So Fang wins that match by 7 set points to 3. And Sue was good fun. Really good to see her smiling and enjoying herself, the 21-year-old, but Fang with that very good effort of beating Lin and Tan in the earlier rounds, bringing good form to this bronze medal match to claim the gold, to claim 3rd place. So good effort from Fang Wan Ting. So out come the coaches now for the gold medal recurve women's match. Mike Schlosser out there for his wife Gabby, and Mike of course already winning the men's compound gold medal. See if his wife can do the same in the recurve final. See him smiling under his mask, and well worth making the trip out to Taipei if Gabby Schlosser can come through and win gold medal. 28 years of age, world ranking of 8 at the moment. 2-time Olympian, silver medalist in the mixed teams event at Tokyo, of course, with Steve Weiler. So Gabby Schlosser qualified first in the ranking round of 590. She was 13 points higher than anyone else. 50 10s she shot, and she's been untroubled in all of her earlier rounds here in this competition. But here is her opponent, Liu Shilin, the 22-year-old from Chinese Taipei. Also good wins all the way through, including the win over Su Yun 6-4 in the semi-finals. She finished 6th in qualifying with a score of 570. That's 20 points below what Gabby Schlosser did. If Schlosser is to win this event, she'll go back-to-back in the Indoor World Series for this season, having won the GT Open in Luxembourg last month. So Schlosser to start the match.
10-10 分.
It's an interesting setup from Liu, leaning so far forwards and having such a wide stance.
10-10 分.
Really good opening for Gabby Schlosser.
9-9分.
So let's see if Schlosser can complete the perfect set.
10-10 分.
She can. Great start there for Gabby Schlosser. Good scoring from her too, 29 out of 30, but it won't be good enough for her to get any set points out of that one. That's archery, isn't it, sometimes, Chef, with sometimes 28 might be good enough to win the set, but yeah, not this time.
Yeah, that's a difference in set system and in the cumulative score that the compound archers use. In the cumulative score, Liu would be chasing or trailing by 1 point. Now she's trailing by 2 set points out of 6, so it's like 1 point can make a huge difference in a match like this.
It's a great archery from the world number 8, Gabby Schlosser. Of course, you've Also competed alongside Gabby as well. Chef in the mixed teams at the 2019 World Champs. What talk us through what it's like competing alongside Gabby?
It's always good fun. Gabby is really energetic and positive, and yeah, it's fun to shoot matches with her, or I think against her. Besides the fact that she's a really good shooter, so it's sometimes a bit harsh to shoot against her. But yeah, she's always good fun to shoot with.
Oh, Liu's going pretty well here. She's getting close. She's on target for another 29 out of 30. Will it be enough, though? Tell you what, Gabby Schlosser has woken up on the right side of the bed today. 5 10s in a row to start the match.
I wonder if Mike and Gabby climbed out of the same end of the bed then.
Great archery there from Liu as well. That's another 29 out of 30 score, but will it be enough to get any set points? It won't be. Incredible archery there from Schlosser. But she's absorbing the pressure beautifully there. Liu asked questions on 2 occasions, maybe 3 really, in that set there, and Gabby Schlosser answered affirmatively every time, Chef.
Yeah, Gabby is shooting really, really good. Also, her shots look calm and comfortable. Sometimes with Gabby's shots, if it's taking too long, you can see a little bit of a wiggle and you can see her bow move a bit, but now it just looked good. And it seems like she's in the right mojo.
Well, what do you do if you're Liu? You just got to ignore your opponent, Chef, in these situations, or every situation really. Is it tough to ignore what your opponent is doing?
It kind of is. Some people say that they're completely in a bubble and they can filter everything out. In my case, I could never do that. And in a venue like this, when the scores of your opponent are called out on a speaker system, then yeah, for me it was impossible to not hear what they were saying.
Well, it's a great skill if you can master it, isn't it? Let's see if Liu can carry on with these high standards. She is shooting well, but has nothing to show for it at the moment.
And I do enjoy her shooting style. I think she has really nice line work and her anchor point is really solid and it looks all good. But if you're shooting against somebody who just doesn't miss the 10 ring, then yeah, that makes it a bit difficult.
Another 10 from Schlosser. Well, Schlosser just 2 arrows away now from winning this gold medal. Oh, she misses the 10 ring for the first time in the match. 7 in a row up until that last arrow. Oh, great last arrow there from Liu, but
a good moment to miss a 10.
It is, yeah. Schlosser here for the gold now. A 9 will do it, but she finishes with a 10. And there is Gabby Schlosser at her best. It's going to be 2 golds to the Schlossers here in Taipei. And both have scored at a hugely high standard. Gabby Schlosser, 9 arrows, 8 10s, 1-9. Extraordinary performance, and she's going to win this final by 6 set points to 0. There she is, Gabby Schlosser, the winner, gold medalist here, and she's gone back-to-back, having also won the opening World Indoor Series event in Luxembourg. So she's in excellent form at the moment. And there's Mike. That's a nice shot, that one. See them both celebrating together. It makes the long trip from the Netherlands to Taipei all worth it, doesn't it, Chef?
Yeah, I'm sure that they had something like this in mind, but yeah, you always have to do it, and yeah, it's not like there were no international shooters here, so they did a really great job in you know, clinching the gold in both categories.
Well, let's take our hat off too to Liu, who scored pretty well in that match. That last set, 29 to 27. So scores of 29, 29 and 27 for Liu. That's not too bad. But when you're up against a heavy scorer like Schlosser, tough to oust. So Gabby Schlosser wins the gold. Liu the silver in the women's recurve. The men's recurve is going to conclude this session here at the Taipei Open. We're going to have the bronze medal match in just a moment, and then the gold medal match. All 4 archers to come from Chinese Taipei. So let's see who will prevail in just a moment.
Let's welcome judge and coaches to the wheel of play. 欢迎本场赛事裁判及教练进场。
So thank you for staying with us here at the Taipei Archery Open. Down to our last two matches of the event now, and we're into the bronze medal match for the recurve for men's, and then we'll follow that with the gold medal match. All four archers to come from Chinese Taipei. Come out to archers Suo Wei Jit and Deng Yu Cheng. Deng, a 2020 Tokyo Olympian, won the silver medal in the teams event. The Chinese Taipei men's team do very well at the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo. So here's Suo Wei Jit, 21 years of age, an archer just new onto the international scene. And Deng, the 23-year-old, as high as 27 in the world rankings. Also competed in the individual event in Tokyo in 2021. Deng qualified in third place with a score of 581, and Suo's done really well to get to the bronze medal match. He only qualified in 12th place, but has knocked out some higher ranked archers to get to this match. He's won his last two matches very convincingly, and they won 4 eliminations, 6-0 and 7-1. He was defeated soundly in his semi-final. Deng, meantime, lost in a shoot-off to Wei Chun Hing in the semi-final. So he got very close to making the final. So they start the match now with Suo. The archers are shooting from 18 metres at a target face of 40 centimetres in diameter. They're 10 ring 4 centimetres in diameter. So both archers start off with a 10. Chef Vandenberg still with us. Should be a good match, Chef.
Yeah, it should be. They both look like they're comfortable in this stage, and obviously we know from Deng that he has previous experience on the big stage, so I'm expecting a high level from him at least.
9-9分。 10-10分。
Longer hold that time for Suo, but it has not disrupted his momentum at all. He's got the perfect set to start the match.
10-10分。
So he's going to take that first set by a single point, 30-29. Great archery from both.
Yeah, like before, if you shoot at 29, that's typically not bad, but if your opponent shoots at 30, you're already 2-0 behind, and you only need 6 points to win the match. So yeah, it can go really quickly if you miss a couple points.
Well, the standard of archery all through the session has been pretty good, Chef, isn't it?
Yeah, it really has been. It's not a World Indoor Series for nothing, I suppose.
Absolutely, and it's good to see a lot of the local archers too showing their skills, and it's encouraging for Chinese Taipei archery to see so many of them shooting big numbers.
Yeah, also in the qualification round, seeing on the gents side, seeing a 593 and a 592 in the qualification. Those are some really high scores, regardless of where you shoot them. So yeah, I think there is a really high level at this tournament.
Now Ding to start the second set.
10 10分。
That was a long hold, but he managed to pull it into the 10. You could see that he was expecting that arrow to go to the right, but he managed to, you know, yank his bow to the left and still catch the line.
10 10分。9 9分。
Long hold for Suo. So here's a chance, a small one here for Ding to get the match back on level terms. Needs a 10.
9 9分。
Oh, and that's not what you
It
need.
was wiggling no, it was wiggling, wasn't it, that bow? So now Suo can grab a tied set for the 10.
8 8分。
Well, he dropped that set. Well,
Yeah,
Ding probably get bonus 2 points there, Chef.
Yeah, it's not bad to have a little bit of a longer hold, but you still do need to maintain control, and it didn't seem like he had control over that last one. He was just standing there waiting, and he was wiggling until yeah, the shot went off, and you could see in the reaction that he knew it was not going to be a good one.
Well, Ding gets the 2 set points. So we're locked up at 2 set points each. Suo winning the first set 30 to 29. Ding winning that one 29-27. So those last arrows can have big ramifications in sets. Suo bangs in a 10 with that last arrow, for example. We're looking at a 3-1 scoreline right now, but couldn't get the job done. So here's the third set starting now.
9 9分。
Oh, and that seems just out. Deng doesn't seem like he is completely dialed in yet. He seems a bit shaky still and not really planted in this match, but he does manage to stick most of them in the 10 ring, so he must be doing something well.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
9 9分。
Yeah, Ding at the moment has shot 7 arrows, 5 10s, but you're right, he's not giving you the impression of being overly in control of what he's producing at the moment. Oh, it's 28 for Suo. So now Ding, can he score another 10 here?
10 10分。
Yes, nice arrow. Well, that's going to give him the set score 29 to 28. It's always a really good feeling, isn't it, Chef? When you need to get a 10 on the last arrow and you can get up and execute it.
Yeah, it's always a confidence boost if you manage to get it, and especially here on indoor, because it's such a mental game. It's either hit or miss, it seems. There is rarely an 8, although we've seen a couple today. Typically, you won't see many 8s on an indoor round. And actually, normally you wouldn't see a lot of 9s either. So it's like you need to really try to shoot as many 10s as possible, or in other words, try to not miss the 10.
So 29 to 28, that third set. Deng now has a 4-set point to 2 lead. So he wins this fourth set. It is the bronze medal for Deng Yuqing. Suo, though, has got some things to say about it. He's going to start the fourth set.
So far, Deng has only shot 10s with his first arrow, but he hasn't managed to clean the whole set. So he's only shot 29 so far. So let's see if he can do it this time.
It's a good effort from Deng now. Just going back on the live scoring system. Looks like that third set was actually shared at 1 point each. Yes, you can see on the scoreboard there, total 3. So that first arrow of the previous set has been upgraded from Suo from a 9 to a 10. So it's actually 3-all at the moment. So Deng, this arrow is not to win the match. Take a 5-3 lead, and he's done it brilliantly there. So he has cleaned the set up there with 3 10s on the trot. So good set there from Deng. And he's going to take a 5-set points to 3 lead, heading into the last set of the match.
That is a good shout, because I did not see that.
Yeah, I just refreshed my scorecard here, Chef, and wow, my eyebrows were raised, that was for sure. So that one must have just clipped the line in that previous set. So no doubt about that one, though, with 3 9s playing 3 10s, 30 plays 27. So definitely 5-set points to 3 to Deng now.
So that does mean that Suo has to win this set if he wants to stay in the match.
Yep, win the set, take it to a shoot-off. Well, that was more 8 than 9, but the rules of archery says it's a 9.
Yeah, again, a fairly long hold, and it just doesn't work for him. I recognize the fact that his shot is just longer than your normal shot, but if it goes for too long, then he loses control and shoots a bad arrow. So I think what he needs to do is just keep some pressure on his extending and just go for it, because it's better to shoot a quick, relatively bad shot than a really long average shot, in my opinion.
So here's Deng for the bronze medal. It's a 9 or higher. It's a 10, and Deng's got the bronze medal. Very good effort there from Deng. His last 3 sets, 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10. That's good archery from Deng Yuqing. He lost that semi-final in a shoot-off. Has bounced back nicely to claim the bronze medal. Dropping the first set in this match too, remember. But after that, he scored consistently. In fact, he scored nothing lower than 29 in the match, Chef. That's pretty decent effort from Deng Yuqing.
Yeah, that's a very good scoring average. And yeah, it shows that it is enough in some cases. You will, if you shoot on the world circuit, you will come across competitions where you need to shoot more 30s or you'll be out. But in this instance, it was more than enough.
So well done to Deng. He's got the bronze medal over his compatriot Suo Wei Xie, who started the match very strongly with a perfect set of 310s. But that was as good as it got for the 21-year-old. His standards just fell away a little bit after that. And Deng much more consistent. One perfect set from him in there as well. That was set number 4. Stray arrow or two from Suo ended up costing him the bronze medal. So one match to come. It's the gold medal match between Su Yu-yang and Wei Chun-heng. That's coming up next. The men's gold recurve match.
Let's welcome judge and coaches to the film play. 欢迎本场赛事裁判以上位的进场。
Well, this should be a good final. The men's recurve here at the Taipei Archery Open between Su Yu-yang, the 20-year-old, and Wei Chun-heng, the 28-year-old. The coaches are in their coaches' boxes. The judges ready to go, and now come the two archers. Wei Chun-heng, 28-year-old. Highest world ranking of 3 back in 2017. He's another one that was part of the Chinese Taipei team that won silver in the men's team event at the Tokyo Olympic Games. And Su, while he won the Olympic Games, has his best effort is a World Cup gold in a teams event earlier this year, and he's also a former silver medalist at the World Youth Championships. Su qualified in first place with a score of 593. You touched on that really high standard, Chef. And just behind was Wei with 592. So if those two can replicate that here in this final, we are going to be in for a terrific contest. Su's been in terrific form in the elimination. 6-0, 7-3, 7-3, 7-1 is winning margins. And Wei was dominant as well. He had 3-6-0 wins in a row, and then won a semi and a shoot-off against Deng. So he was taken to the brink of defeat there, but got through. It's going to be Su to start.
10 分.
Out of the gate, I really like his shooting style. Just judging by that one shot, maybe a bit soon, but just the way that he was standing in anchor, his whole line work and his extension, super smooth and super controlled.
Well, he's clearly a comer in world archery. He's just 20, is Su Yu-yang.
10
Yeah, and obviously Wei, very established archer. If I remember correctly, second on the World Championships in Mexico City in 2017. And yeah, like you said before, he was on in the team that won silver in Tokyo. And I think I've seen him at maybe 2 World Cup finals. So yeah, definitely a name in archery.
That was very good archery from him. I wonder about that second arrow from Su, where it just missed the 10 ring, but very good archery from both of them regardless. Yeah, Wei, very good performer over many years now. Sorry, Chef?
In a way, this is kind of upcoming talent versus established shooter for Taipei, I think.
Absolutely. So Shed said it is. 3 10s on each archer's scorecard. Great start for both of them. See if the high standards can carry on here.
Not necessarily a very bad shot, and you can also see by his body language that he is accepting the 9 and moving on, which is, I think, the best way to go about it. But I'm sure that he'll want to stick this one in the middle.
Which he does. Apologies about our pictures again. Stay with us. We'll be technicians are desperately trying to get these pictures back for us. So stay with us. Looks like Wei is finished with 310s there, Chef. Just got a short glimpse of it.
Once again.
So it looks like Wei has got that set 30-29. And we'll take a 3-set point to 1 lead after the first 2 sets.
You can see some slight nervousness from Su. I don't think he is he's very shaky or losing his composure, but you can see in his his general body language and his facial expression that there is some extra added tension to this match. So he's dealing with it, but there is definitely something there.
Well, he's got a good arrow there. It's right into the 10 zone. Remember, it not in the inner ring, but doesn't matter.
Ooh.
What do you reckon, Chef? That's just missed, do you reckon?
Yeah, from our vantage point, I think that's just over the 10 ring.
Well, there's no doubt about Su's second arrow. That's 2 10s to him. Away second arrow. He's back on track. That's 7 10s from 8 arrows for Wei so far in this match. And that is brilliant archery again from Su. Another perfect set for him. He's only dropped the 1 point in the match so far. And it's the same for Wei. So that's going to be a 30-29 for Su. Great match here as we lock it up at 3 set points each.
Yeah, some good stuff. They've both missed 1 arrow, both on the top target and both on the top end of the 10 ring. But yeah, it's so far the rest of the arrows have all been very, very close to the middle. There haven't been any close calls as far as I can remember.
Well, let's sit back and enjoy this wonderful archery. First three sets have been compelling. 2 sets to come potentially. Well, we're definitely going to have 2 sets to come because it's locked up at 3 set points each. So we're going the distance, regardless of the outcome of this set. Su to go first.
Again, very, very strong shot. And I say strong, but maybe that's not the right word. It's just very controlled for the both of them. There's no real big movements or big shakes. You can just see the elbow go slightly backwards until the clicker goes off, and then a very relaxed wrist and release. So it's beautiful to watch as an archer.
Oh, he's going great too, isn't he? Back to 210s. And Sue's body language, you talk about his facial expressions, body language before, looking more certain now, isn't he?
Yeah,
more confident.
Seems a bit more, yeah.
Well, are we going to get a perfect set from both archers for the second time in this match? Oh, we are. That is outstanding. No wonder they're clapping. Wow, we have got a match on our hands here, Chef. It's 4 set points each, 1 set to come, and both archers have had 12 arrows in the match, 11 10s to each of them. Brilliant.
Yeah, very good archery. And like I said before, the 9s that they shot were not bad shots. They were just slightly high. And yeah, the grouping that they show us here is very impressive.
Well, now what do you tell yourself, Chef? It's a 3-arrow, it's a 1-set contest now. 3-arrow game. Yep. What do you tell yourself now?
Just keep doing what you're doing. I think they both know that the other one is capable of shooting a perfect score, but so are they. So yeah, just do what you do best, do what you're prepared for, and don't try to do more than your best, because that doesn't really work.
Well, here we go, the last 3 arrows of the match. And Sue starts off with a maximum. Another great arrow from Wei. So we're still dead even with 2 arrows to go. Who's going to flinch? Oh, yes, it's Sue. He's gone high with that one. That could be the gold medal right there. Let's see if Wei can replicate what he's done many times in this match. He can. Wei now knows he only needs 1 more 10 and he's got the gold medal. Sue comes back nicely. So here is Wei Chun-heng. A 10 to win. A 9 will send it to a shoot-off. It's a 10 and it's dead centre. It is dead centre from Wei. Brilliant archery from him. Well, that was some match, Chef Vandenberg.
Yeah, that was some high-level archery, and yeah, like we said before, this was basically the established archer versus the talent, and I think they both had something to prove, and they both proved something.
Well, all the plaudits to Wei. 14 10s from 15 arrows in the match, and Sue not far behind. He only missed 2 in the entire match, and that last one cost him the gold, or a chance of perhaps a shoot-off, but there is the winner. It is Wei Chun-heng who's got the gold in this, what's been a brilliant event here of the Taipei Archery Open indoors here in Taipei. So you check out the highlights, and there were many of them. Both of them were brilliant all the way through. Just 1 more 9 on the scorecard of Sue compared with his opponent. And you've got to admire Wei, the way he stuck at it. He maintained the standards all the way through, and he finished with a brilliant arrow to claim the gold. But Sue, we'll hear more from him down the track, I am sure, being just 20 years of age. So there we are. That just about wraps it up here from the Taipei Archery Open. Final thoughts from you, Chef? Good event?
Yeah, a very good event. Very impressed with the high level of shooting that we've seen, and yeah, a very entertaining lineup of finals that we've have been able to see.
So congratulations to all the winners. Way, of course, the Sloshers winning both of their events. And congratulations to all the other winners here in the Taipei Archery Open. Stage 2 of the Indoor World Series. Stage 3 will continue in the new year in Nîmes, France, and conclude in February in Las Vegas. So my thanks to Chef Vandenberg for joining us in the commentary today. Glenn Lama is my name. I hope you enjoyed the coverage here from Taipei, and we'll catch you for more archery very soon.